Hey everybody, it's Phil here and you're watching STV Sydney Trains Vlogs. Currently at Central Station just to do another walkthrough on the progress of the major upgrade the station's getting. As you all would have noticed by now that the Central Walk has partially opened, so we are going to go for another walk through there and just see what else is happening around the station. I do like to do these updates pretty frequently, just to add into the the archive, just to even document some minor changes that are happening even. Bear with me for a second while this other tram passes. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. Actually, probably we're not, because it's tripling in price as well. Anyway, there's always progress happening with this entrance here on Chalmers Street. It's looking more and more complete every day. Double lift shafts there. Alright, now we're going to walk in to the Devonshire Street entrance to the station. I don't know where that bloke's going. I made sure to leave home a little bit early this morning. A little bit earlier. I usually, well, for the job that I'm doing today anyway, it alternates, but usually I'd be out of my apartment by about, 5:30. But today I was out by 5 o'clock just so I could do a bit more walking around Central Station, because there's actually quite a few things that I want to sort of cover in this video. From the Central Walk, Sydney Metro, general upgrades, and also this new building that they're building out on the Esplanade or Promenade or whatever they call it. This week is actually free travel on the rail network as well. Sydney Trains, New South Wales Train Link, Sydney Metro. So all local readers have actually been turned off. It seems this part to the left has been closed off. Don't think it's a permanent thing. They probably just need to occupy the area that the stairs lead to up on the platforms, suburban platforms. Stop recording just for 2 seconds. Alright, so these screens still haven't been turned on just yet, which is cool. It's fine. And now the part that I must make sure there's nobody in there. Don't want to get shot. This is where I was showing you before that leads up to the Chalmers Street entrance. So get it down. Where am I going? Left. Something I will address with the Central Walk opening video that I did. The escalator from platforms 22 and 23, how it's just a single direction. The reason why it is a single direction is because at the top of this escalator is actually too narrow of a platform to fit both directional escalators. However, a lot of you have been saying it's a bit of a stupid idea and all that kind of stuff. It's a bit weird. However, on the other side of this wall here, right along, is actually the completely unopened part of the Central Walk. So this is like double the width. On the other side of this lift shaft here, which I'd only be able to see if I was going down that escalator, are actually the up and down escalators to and from platforms 22 and 23. So there will be, very soon, hopefully, escalators going both directions from 22 and 23. So it's nothing permanent, you know what I mean? Just bear with them for a few seconds. Another thing, a gentleman had brought up about the screens here to the left along the wall, how they're sort of tilted upwards, that it may be a bit harder to read for those who are in wheelchairs. And it is not the case. I don't think it would be the case. I know that some screens sort of go a bit blurry or sort of black when you look at them from an angle, but it's kind of like the smartphones these days. You can sort of tilt the phone to the side or tilt them upwards or downwards, and you can still pretty well read the screen quite all right. That makes me just spin around. In the artist's impression of the whole thing, you can see like big illuminated platform numbers as well. I'm pretty sure that's another thing that's going to be installed down the track. Because if you notice the platform numbers as you go up and down the escalators back there in the Central Walk, they're only made of like the sort of what's it called? The call flute sort of signage. Kind of like up here, I'll show you. Call flutes, sort of, I think it's like plasticky kind of stuff. To put it short, it's this stuff here. It's temporary, you know. So it sort of indicates that the possibility that they're only temporary numbers, and that they may well go ahead with the large illuminated platform numbers. I'll see what I can get of platforms 13 and 14. I figured out recently that they don't really like people sticking their phones through the fence and things like that. So if I can't get much or any footage of platforms 13 and 14, that'd be why. One of the gentlemen made that pretty clear in my last full update video. That little restored looking clock, spit you grot. Anyway, that vintage looking clock isn't working at the moment. Sorry, there's just a bloke up here that just walked along and spat on the ground. Bit of a grotty human being. Anyway. Okay, now, I don't know how this is going to work, eh? Anyway, so there's, not really much change with platforms 13 and 14 anyway. But it looks of things, they might actually start removing those What are they called? I haven't even had my my coffee this morning. Those bollards. They haven't moved any of them just yet. Go back to normal. What will I check out now? I can literally weave in and out of these opal gates now, which is good, you know. Saves having to keep on saying tap on reversed on my opal records. It still hasn't updated. It still hasn't opened yet. It's supposed to open at the end of September. So it's supposed to open earlier than that even. That's alright. The weather has been pretty terrible. This little area here looking through to Sydney Terminal has been unblocked as well. So now we'll go for a bit of a walk through, what do you call it? The Grand Concourse. Start recording again. Right. Now we're going to go out here to the Railway Square side of Central Station. Those mock-up train carriages that you used to be able to see right beside platform number 1 here at Central, just down there. Those red carriages, as I just said, they were mock-ups, they weren't real carriages. But they were part of looking at the tiles for about the next 20 seconds. They were part of the YHA. Yeah, they were part of the YHA. You could actually stay in those carriages. But it and the entire YHA building has, since my last update, has since been completely demolished. So they're all gone. And with the demolition and construction of what they're building here, the Railway Square end of the Devonshire Street pedestrian tunnel has actually changed, which I'll show you in just a moment. As I said, I left quite early, so my bus from Railway Square isn't actually for probably another hour, which is good because it gives me some time to finish up this video, then go grab a coffee. Then drink that coffee so I can pretend that I'm awake by the time I get to work. Okay, so this building here, it's completely gone. It's been highlighted, then deleted. A few people have asked if this beautiful building here, this brick building, I think it used to be an old post office, the old post office, asked if that was getting demolished, and no, it's not. Thank goodness, because it is a nice old building. So we'll turn left here onto Lee Street, which is where we'll make our way towards the Devonshire Street pedestrian tunnel. Anyway, there are plans to completely change this entire area to kind of like a pedestrian only, like a people only, no vehicles kind of area. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. I just hope that they figure out something for like the coaches, which I think you can go down there to the right onto Pitt Street, and some coaches usually leave from there. As for track work buses, sometimes track work buses leave from this little part here. Hopefully they figure something out, because they were using Eddy Avenue for track work buses, and that seemed to be quite a nightmare, with people wanting to get the usual bus routes like the 440 and the 374, etc., including the people that wanted to get these track work buses to Hurstville and whatnot. It was an absolute nightmare, especially when another bus took another bus's freaking side mirror off, which caused a bit more of a headache too. Definitely a lot of unhappy bus drivers at that point. So hopefully things are sort of sorted out like that. I mean, track work is always a little bit of an inconvenience, but then again, it needs to be done. Just to keep the trains running smoothly, as fast as possible and safely. Anyway, the Devonshire Street pedestrian tunnel, which I'm walking up to now, usually you'd be able to just walk straight ahead and you'd have this big building here, which you obviously can't see now because it's gone. Sorry, it's easy to make me laugh. So I'm walking through the Henry Dean Plaza, heading down to a slight detour. And so you can see it's all gone. And through here used to be a couple of shops like Hungry Jack's and things. And you had this, I think it was like a German bakery, which was literally right here. I'm about to walk through right where this German bakery was. It's a very, very slight detour. I can tell you, when they were doing the demolition work of a few of the shops to the left to sort of make that little detour, the dust and everything from the cement and everything was really, it was filling this tunnel. And I remember I was grabbing a coffee from Subway Snacks, which is at the end of the tunnel that I'm actually walking towards now. Blake was just saying, like, it's a bit misty sort of at that end of the tunnel, and I was like, yeah, it is. Walking along there, and it was like, wow, you wouldn't want to be an asthmatic walking to that through that crap. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose it all needed to be done, but a bit more thought into how they sort of managed all the dust and debris and things from demolishing like concrete and stuff. How they sort of managed to minimise that would have been good. But I am going to grab a coffee now, and then we can head up. We can head up to platform 16 And to do that, I'm actually going to take a loop around. Actually, I'm going to get a coffee later because I'll have to come back through here. I'll let you all admire those beautiful tiles. Just for a moment. Right, so we're going to swing back around to the left and go. Which way should we go? Should we go back through the central walk and then go up the escalators? I think that's a good idea. It's like a Formula One race. This is lap 1 out of 142. Just going to be down just for a second. So Subway Snacks is just there. Good place too. I alternate between Subway Snacks and CJ's. So yeah, we'll head through here. So yeah, fare free week. It's pretty good. Doesn't make too much of a difference to me. I'm still going to hit my weekly cap anyway from using buses and trams. However, there's a lot of people there out there that'll benefit, so that's good. So we're going to head back down here. I'm going to go through the central walk to an extent. I'm going to go up to platforms 16 and 17, give you a bit more of an overview of platforms 13 and 14 if I can. And just point out another thing or two. Seen this place before, haven't we? 15 minutes ago. Beauty. So what I was talking about, the illuminated station thing. See, it's just wide. This is what I was talking about. I really hope they do this. I really hope they do this. What's making me think, as I mentioned before, that they actually are going to do this is that these platform numbers here, just showing you, they're core fluid, so I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Set this thing down just for another 15 seconds or so. Actually face it up to the left. Okay. So it's got to avoid a couple of people. Alright. We're going to head up here just to do a quick, not too much in depth, but just a quick pan of the site where platforms 13 and 14 are going. Or maybe not, they've actually got some glass panels there and a lot of them are sort of covered over with a black material, like core fluid. That's okay. So I'm going to head over to platform 20 and 21. See more double escalators covered up just through that lift shaft there. So that's pretty much how it's going to be on platforms 22 and 23, but that's actually why I'm going over to platforms 20 and 21, just to make my point. Certainly a good idea, this central walk. It's like it relieves a lot of pressure off some of the other parts of Central, especially when the station's at its busiest. So head up to 20 and 21, so I can point out this thing on 22 and 23. So they've blocked off these stairs pretty much right along. Hopefully that's only a temporary thing, because it'll be a bit awkward blocking off one tunnel to open another, and it's technically not making more room at all. But these, with the escalators now, it's looking a lot better, a lot more open.
Behind the yellow line at all times, and allow others to get off before boarding.
Now, right along the platforms, in the same spot on each of these 4 island platforms, are the lift shafts, which will open up when the rest of the central walk does, I do believe. And now, my point of being here is that you only got the...
Via museum.
Wait a second.
First stop, museum, then St. James, Circular Quay, Wynyard, and Town Hall.
Anyway, so you got these escalators here, including on platforms 22 and 23. So the ones on 22 and 23 there are 2 escalators. They run both directions. The escalator up there, as I'd mentioned before, is only single because the platform is too narrow. So we're going to head back this way, and so I can head to Subway Snacks to get my much needed coffee. And after I've grabbed my coffee, I'll wrap this video up. This is a bit of a lengthy one, sort of bit everywhere. But I just wanted to sort of cover as much as I could, because I won't be doing another Central Station update video unless something major changes, like when the balcony opens, or if another part of the Central Walk opens, or the new platforms. Won't make another one until there's actually a major difference. But I just wanted to walk through Central Station and just sort of show you these bits and pieces, instead of just being solely focused on the Central Walk. But the walk does look good. I actually do like it. Alright, I'm walking back through the Devonshire Tunnel. Don't worry, you don't have to endure that again. With my wakey juice to get my bus. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Sydney Trains Vlogs if you haven't already. Always much appreciated. And I'll catch you all next time, yeah? Bye.